Uh, hey, everybody. I'm going live a minute early. And John, to answer your question, you are. You have won the lotto. And so has Jack. My young teenage gardener friend, Jack, in, I want to say Maryland. You're so close there, Jack. Is it Maryland or is it... I'm sure it's Maryland. Hey, Dave, it's so awesome that people were already here and I couldn't even see that until I hit live. And John, did you hear what I just said? I just added you because I can't get in touch with Angie. This is a last minute idea that I had. And so, wait, that's funny. I added you, John, but it's not turning blue. Maybe you have to write something. I don't know. Deepak, tell me where you're writing from. Just remind me, everybody, your names and where you're writing from. And I apologize for the no notice, but I have a special guest today, someone that you've seen before on my channel. And he's in the area, and we're going to save him for just a little bit later because we're going to get all that homework stuff done first. Nancy, good morning. Nancy Canyon, how are you? Carl is tuning in from Ireland. I love that. And Dave, my pal Dave. And let's see who else is here. Phoenix, Deepak is from Phoenix. Wonderful. I have so many wonderful friends in Phoenix. Now, I know because I did not promote this and did not give anyone any notice, I have no idea how many people we're going to get. But as everyone tunes in, we already have 15 people. Make sure you hit that like button. I think we have 3 of those. So everybody go ahead and do that. And I wanted to give some shout outs, and hopefully the people that are not tuning in or don't know about it and will watch later and hear their names called. Because I don't know if you remember, if you've been with me for a while, you know that my dear friend Heather Muro, the lovely jeweler, she makes intentional jewelry from these wonderful, wonderful beads. And she can tell more about it if she signs in. And I asked her to. Good morning, Wendy from Miami. Fantastic. Israel Galindo. That is. And where is Exenberg? Where is Exenberg, Israel? Because I don't recognize your name. While people are tuning in, I just wanted to give a shout out to Mark Bean from Long Beach, who ordered one of Heather's bracelets that she and I created at least 2-3 years ago as a small fundraiser for my channel, and also to help her because she's a fantastic intentional jeweler, and I wanted to help her. And you know, we help each other. And so these are 2 of her bracelets that she made. I bought this one because, you know, I love red. And this is actually the Late Bloomer Collection bracelet with the, you see, it has the vintage tomato. That's a glass bead. And then you can get it with a carat, or you can get it with, I got it with a package of soil. So you can choose your charm. And these are wonderful beads. And I didn't refresh my memory before I tuned in the description of these beads, but they're empowering. And I love that. And so I love Mark for ordering a bracelet. And if anybody else wants to order a bracelet, let's see. I am going to put all of those links, make myself a note. Or if Heather tunes in, she can. Let's see. Let's just send her a message. Please tune in to my live stream, which is going on right now. We are talking about you and your beautiful jewelry, and you can talk about those beautiful beads that you make those bracelets out of. Anyway, isn't technology amazing? Okay. So that's a big thank you to Mark Bean. And I want to say, oh, she's tuned in. So Heather, can you please tell everyone about these wonderful, empowering beads? I know these are a different kind, from the ones you use in the Late Bloomer Collection bracelet, which comes with, by the way, we just put this little package together because we just thought it was so special. I don't know if you can see it, but her fulfillment has to be the absolute best on Etsy. Her packaging is earth friendly, and she always puts in cheerful things to make you feel good. And this includes a little pot with some seeds from my garden and a business card. So, as well as the bracelet. So I hope you guys will consider ordering one. It would help her. It would help my channel. And that would be awesome. Everybody's got, this would be a great Mother's Day gift. Okay. Give one to your mom. Okay. Order one. Thank you, Carl. Hello, Jamela from Trinidad and Tobago. Okay. Yes, everyone will, John. Just take it easy. Let's see. We will have to get the wooden spoon. Yes. Heather Miro is adding the link. And, you know, I think I have to approve any link that you put there. And I don't see the link, Heather. I know, Anne, I wasn't planning to do this. As I just mentioned, I have a special guest that's dropped into the area, and he came down to see me. And it's Enoch from the Urban Gardener, just so you know. And we did a fun thing. We did a fun radio, which was also broadcast live on Facebook, interview with Nick Fedoroff at, what's his thing called?
Things Green.
Thingsgreen.com. Thingsgreen.com. And I should know that. Nick has probably been broadcasting about gardening for at least 25 years and has his own studio way out there. And he's a really super guy. So check him out if you haven't already. Hi, Jill. Thank you for tuning in. Everybody, you know, I mentioned Jill Green in one of my last videos. And Jill is an urban gardener farmer in Phoenix. And I have several videos that I've done with Jill and the other wonderful gardeners down in Phoenix. So check out my Phoenix playlist. And if you go to my homepage, it's very easy to find. And oh, I see. You have to click on Heather's name if you want to go to her link. That is very smart. She hot linked her name. Oh, I want to do that. That sounds sexy. Anyway, there was something. Oh, yes. So I have another special guest that's joining me in just a moment. But first, I just wanted the rest of the housekeeping. I wanted to say, I don't know if you've noticed, I know that you're my big fans if you're already tuned in here. I have gained, I'm not very good at math, so Dave help me out. I have jumped 9,000 subscribers since October. So, and I know why. I know exactly why it has happened. It's happened because my YouTube partner, and I mentioned this the last time, finally decided to share one of my videos to the larger community. And they just shared it on Twitter. And it was my loofah video, which is very popular. And it's it had, at the time, it had about 40,000 views on it. It was the film that I screened at the Vancouver Web Fest when I won Best Reality Series. It has it all. Really, it has entertainment. It has great bloopers. I mean, I almost fall off the ladder at the end. Oh, I shouldn't have said that if you haven't seen it. And darling Zachary from next door helps me peel all the loofahs. And I did a great job that first, you know, I got home runs that first time out with that. So anyway, that's how that happened. And so they started sharing it. And then YouTube finally started recommending me in their recommendeds. So I am getting people all over the world from some countries I've never even heard of. And I'm so grateful. And I want to give a humongous shout out to BBTV, who is my broadband, who is my YouTube partner. And to all of my new subscribers who are checking me out, and they've never heard of me, or they may not be urban gardeners, but they found that video interesting and they wound up subscribing. So I wanted to thank all of my new subscribers, and hopefully a lot of them will see this after the fact, since they're not tuned in now. Okay, we have 33 people on board, and we have 14 of these. So everybody get that thing going. Good morning, Christina. I started at 10 o'clock, so you got to sleep in. And Filipina is from New Mexico. And Tony, where are you, Tony? I forget. Let's see. It seemed like there was some other housekeeping thing that we can talk about that later. Anyway, I want to introduce my new friend. I think she's my newest friend. I don't think I've had a newer friend since I met Alexandra. And she's living with me. And as is Nasrin. And Alexandra is a foreign student at UCLA, getting her advanced degree in architecture. Why don't you join us? She just got back from spring break. Oh, you know what? I've been sitting here the whole time without my microphone on. We're going to scoot over. But how does it sound, everybody? I forgot to put this on. Isn't that crazy? Wait. Oh, yeah, I guess I have to do it that way. Hold on. And then I'm going to do this.
Let me just grab something.
Yeah, get your pile. You want to do it one at a time? Oh, yeah. I cleaned this off. She has brought back gifts from the Ukraine, which are handmade. And there's nothing I love more than that. So let's see. What do I fasten this to? I'm going to fasten it. No, I'm going to fasten it to this. Here. But your hair might get in the way. Anyway.
Okay.
Now you come this way. So don't we look a lot alike? Isn't that funny? Now, how do I make this a little bit? Yeah. There we go. That's better. And that beautiful heart right between us, which says, gardeners know all the best dirt. I've got Enoch sitting in the wings over here, just chomping at the bits to come on. This is Olex.
Hi, my name is Alexandra. I'm from Ukraine, from Kiev, from the capital of Ukraine. Let me just greet you in Ukrainian. Вітання з України. Дуже приємно всіх бачити. And I brought to Kaye some little gifts from Ukraine. Let's probably start with the sweet one, which is our chocolates.
You see, she already gave me a big box of these Russian chocolates, and I ate the whole box in 3 days. I mean, it was, yeah. So this time she gave me a smaller box. Thank you. Thank you.
I was thinking about that.
Look at that. And that building is, tell them about this.
So this is a capital of, so this is Kiev, capital of Ukraine. And yeah, let's switch it here.
I didn't want it to be in front of your face.
Oh, that's fine. Don't worry. So we have Sofia Cathedral, one of the most, one of the oldest churches in Ukraine. It's basically 1038. That's when it was erected. Then we have here on this picture, this is a monument for Bogdan Khmelnytsky. He was a hetman of Cossacks, a leader of Ukrainian rebellion. Since you know, Ukrainians are very rebellious people. And so that's like
they had to be. They've got a very intimidating neighbor.
We do. What can we do? Okay, so
that's putting it mildly.
Yeah, and
oh, I love this. I love
this. Is a secret surprise.
This is so cute. I haven't opened it yet because I wanted to reveal it on camera. Now, these are pencils that you can use as a pencil, and then you plant them. And let's see what they look like. So is it wood? There's 4 of them.
Yeah.
And here is the box. So you see the pencil goes in the pot after you use it, and then tell them what this says. This is.
So you can draw with it, and then you need to stick it in the ground, but angled. And so it's gonna grow into. So there are 4 like pencils, which are onion, carrots,
pepper and tomato. Yes. So my thing is, I love the pencil. So at what point do I make the hard choice to just sacrifice the pencil and plant it at an angle? But I tell you what, I will do that, and I will report back in a future video or live stream. How's that? And what else do we have?
What else?
I should. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Knowing your love.
Well, let's start with this because
yeah, you want to see it. I know.
Yes, I do. But can you get the one that's in that cabinet, the black one that I had before? Yeah. She's so smart. She remembered to take that off. Okay. So I have this friend named John Durham, and we're old friends from home. And I don't know if John ever watches my channel, but he's a wonderful man, and he does a lot of mission work in the Ukraine. And after retirement, he just does it to be helpful. And so he was telling me about one of these trips, and I had seen one of these pots, and whoops, and I had seen one of these pots that he had brought back to someone else in my hometown. Oops. And come closer. And I said, "Oh, can you get me one of this?" I sent him a picture of it. He was in the Ukraine at the time, and I sent him a picture, and I said, "Now, I don't want you to spend a bunch of money, but if it's something that's affordable, I want you to get me one of these," because it was so unusual. And so this is what he brought me. And this is actually fired clay. And this is, if you look at it closely, you can see how handmade it is. These are little strips of clay that go around. And I just thought it was lovely. And they make these things, and you sit them on the, you take this off, right? And you boil water in here. And then when the water is ready, you just pour it into your cup. Or you can, do you make the coffee in it? Yes. You can make the coffee in it. And of course they drink what my neighbor calls mud. It's this dirt coffee. I don't know how they can drink it, but
we have numerous names for those coffees. We call them coffee po-polski. It's like Polish coffee, or sometimes they call it Turk coffee. Yeah, it depends on the region, basically.
Okay.
But yeah, it's kind of mud, but it's delicious.
So anyway, when I knew that she was going there, I said, "Can you see if, and he told me what he paid for this, and I could not believe it. It was so inexpensive. And so I told her if she saw something that she thought I might like in a store, to bring it to me. And so she went to the store, and there was all this handmade stuff, and I went, "Oh my, I want all of this." And then I'm going, no, I have to just get one thing. And so this is what she got me. You want to unwrap it? And I haven't even actually seen it in person yet. But it's the same kind of teapot. It's just in these wonderful colors. These earthy colors that I love. Oh, I love it. Look at this. Is that unusual? And it's just got this substantial handle here. I mean, if anybody was breaking in, you could really put a concussion.
That's another rebellion here.
Concussion on somebody's head. We haven't even been looking at the comments. I hope nobody has asked a question that needs to be answered.
Greetings from Ukraine.
What? Where? Oh my gosh, is that your boyfriend? Wait, where is it? Where is it? Where is
there, it? A little bit up.
Oh, yeah. Oh shoot. Oh, Ilya?
Yeah.
Oh, hello. You'll have to come and visit us.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you.
Wait, you just got that?
I know. So I miss him.
So, and then of course, when she sent me this picture of all these pots, in the corner of the photo were all these handmade linens. And I just said, how much are those? And is the linen actually from Ukraine or is it from China? And so, so she said the linen is grown and made in the Ukraine, and they are made. No, you'll see. So she got me some of these lovely napkins. You notice a theme with the colors, and these are going to go beautifully with my hand-painted china from that I bought from Tennessee. I'm going to take this. Everything now has a barcode on it. I want to just show you how pretty this is. Isn't that, whoops, at the front of her face. Isn't that lovely? And also, there were some yellow. Where'd the yellow ones go? Oh, yellow one. And the yellow ones, you know, flowers. Flowers make you happy. So, very pretty. Sunflowers make everybody happier. Okay, so I am going to get, and then there was this set that I said, oh, okay, I got to have this set. I said this because look at this. You know, I got all this furniture recovered last year out here, and it's just so gardeny. And I saw this, and I said, let's see. I said I had to have it. What?
Vice versa? No, vice versa. The other way.
No,
yeah,
no. This is the seam. This is the front.
Yeah.
This is the front. No. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Trust me, I sew. It is. But isn't that pretty? And that's going to look so fantastic with my, out here, we're going to have tea. And speaking of which, I haven't moved forward with my idea about the Airbnb experience yet. But it's still on the table, and I can't wait to have an opportunity to get to that. So that's everything, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you this. I'm going to hang on to the chocolate. No, I'm kidding. And would you like to say anything in Ukrainian to your? I would love to get more people from the Ukraine watching, but a lot of people don't understand English there, right?
Yeah, not much. I mean, they're even more now, but still there is a problem. But you should encourage people learning English, which is amazing. We can all communicate.
How do I encourage people to learn English?
Say something in Ukrainian.
Oh, okay. Tell me.
What would you like to say?
I would like to say, I would love for you to watch. Oh, I should keep it simple.
Okay. You can say just, let's say, watch Late Bloomer.
Okay, watch Late Bloomer.
Yeah.
Please.
So in Ukrainian is Dивitsa.
Divitsa.
Late Bloomer. So they can learn what is that?
Divitsa, Late Bloomer.
Great.
And what is please?
Будь ласка.
What?
Будь ласка.
That's hard. Say it again.
Будь ласка.
Oh, that's not hard.
No.
Будь ласка. But
Yay,
now I forgot the other one.
Divitsa.
Divitsa. Divitsa, Late Bloomer, будь ласка.
Bravo. Bravo. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
And if you would like to see Olex again, just let us know in the comments, because she will be living with me for a while. We'll see how long. We'll see how long that works out. So, okay, I'm going to cut you loose, and I'm going to get
pleasure to see you guys.
Enoch on here. We're going to start looking at the. Is it a field flowers? Let's see. Oh, Jack. Okay. Okay, Jack. Thank you. Happy, are you still there? I couldn't get in touch with Angie, and she's going to be so upset with me that I didn't let her know about this. But Enoch and I were talking by phone last night, and we were going to shoot a video in the garden. And I thought, you know, I have a beautiful video that I'm uploading tomorrow. I wanted it to be ready for today, but it wasn't. And the reason being, I wanted to have sound editing on it. And Chris needed a night for that. She's doing it today, actually. So I want people to know that my uploads are always going to be at 5 a.m. So that's why I am doing it, uploading it tomorrow. But the good news, even more good news, is Broadband TV just shared my celery video, my celery blanching video, and hopefully that's going to get a lot of traction too. My loofah video, I checked last night, it had already 204,000 views on it. So that's 150,000 views. That is the power. I just wanted to tell you, if you're thinking about getting into this channel stuff, that is the power of YouTube recommending your video. Now, there's so much goes into what YouTube considers for a recommendation, and we could do a whole live stream on that if you wanted to. Let's see. Exactly, Christina. Exactly. Hello again, Small Garden Escape, Filipina Desert Gardener. Yay. Yes, I have loofah seeds, and what I've been telling people that have been writing me is they are from 2016, so no guarantees, okay? But I am happy to send you some if you send me an SASE, which is self-addressed stamped envelope. Only to the US, though. I'm sorry. Please put 2 stamps on the envelope, because the thickness, sometimes it's not the weight, it's the thickness. And so let's see. Yes. And so what you would do is you would send that to to me at Post Office Box 1602 Pacific Palisades 90272. Let me just write that. P.O. Box 1602, see. Wait a minute, it didn't even, oh, good grief. I'm so sorry. Talk amongst yourselves for a moment. Okay, so send me just provide a link, John, for what? Oh, Filipina Desert Gardener. Filipina Desert Gardener has just offered her seeds, and they're probably fresher than my 2016 seeds. So Filipina, you guys look in the comments and connect with her. I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, let's get Enoch over here. Come on in.
All right. Hey, how you doing?
Look who's here.
All right.
Okay, let's get situated here so that we're kind of even. Yeah, that looks good. There you go. You might. Excellent. Yeah. You might want to lean back just a little bit, just so that. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that looks better.
All right.
Nice.
Excellent. Good to see you.
I know. So maybe you're not from. If you're not familiar with Enoch's channel, The Urban Gardener, and I'm always confused about when you tag on, the new deal with YouTube is if you tag with a plus the name, it's supposed to go. But you have the space urban space gardener. So do you do plus the space urban space gardener, or do you do plus the urban gardener? That's what I don't understand.
For like a link for the tag?
Not a link for well, like for example, if I wanted to send you a message, right, or if whatever, or if somebody's searching for you, do they search with a space, or do they search because there's a lot of urban garden titles.
I really haven't thought about it on that level, but I would imagine you'd put the spaces in. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Although, like the link, is all together. I know. I don't know. That's a good question.
I know. Let's see.
Something I should probably know, though. That's for sure.
I think you just sent that before you sat down, right?
Just right before.
Yeah, he just did that comment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you. Oh, can you see us? How do you find this? I never know how to find this on my phone.
Well, I just went onto my YouTube app and I searched Kaye Kittrell.
Right,
and then it showed a live stream right there, and I just clicked on it.
How do you see if you can find it on there? Because I don't know. I don't know how to find it on my own phone.
Let's see. Let's go here, and I just do that.
Oh.
And then boom, it shows live right there.
Oh, how easy. Oh, that's
Oh, and then of course it's got to show you an ad.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, so then I can. Gosh, I can even see the comments better from here.
See, there you go.
Let's see. Okay. Now, everybody, remember that you have a super chat option if you would like to donate money to this channel. So you can just do a super chat, and your comment will be highlighted and will remain for perpetuity in the comment section. So, Filipina. Ooh, yes. So Filipina is connecting with everybody who wants loofah seeds. Hers are fresher than mine, and she has offered to send you some. She just needs a self-addressed stamped envelope. So Filipina, somehow you're going to have to give them that address. And Filipina, please don't use your home address in this chat. So figure out how to do that.
And Dave, hi.
Oh, that's sweet.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, I see. So yeah, she's just sharing her channel with you. I just shared it somehow. Hi, Felix. Oh my gosh, Felix. Thank you for tuning in. This is a surprise live stream. Felix, do you mind if I ask you how old you are now? I'm guessing 17. Am I right? Felix, he was one of the people that sent me a video about how I had inspired him, and I used that in a video probably 2 or 3 years ago, and we've been following each other on Instagram ever since. And
Excellent.
Felix lives in Bergen, Norway, which is very far north.
Yes.
And I think you have a greenhouse, and he's become an excellent photographer, I have to say, because I've watched his photographs develop. I didn't watch his photographs develop. I watched his photography develop over time.
That's excellent. And I got a friend in Norway too,
really?
Who does a really cool YouTube channel and stuff. He'll be featured on my channel here pretty soon, Christopher Bransdahl. So I'd recommend him checking him out for someone local who's doing some YouTube and all of that there. So he's got a great garden, does really cool indoor stuff. It's really nice.
Oh, wow.
So
yeah, check it out.
Gardening in Norway, though.
I know.
How about that?
Well, I'm sure all of his videos are in speaking Norwegian.
No, actually,
he's speaking English.
He speaks English.
Oh,
yes,
wow! In his videos.
Yeah.
Hey, Eric.
He does a really great job too.
Thank you, John. Let's see what didn't work. What didn't work? It didn't work. Okay. Yeah, I haven't figured that one out. You know that YouTube has changed so many things recently with this whole beta thing, and they're trying to get the kinks out, and it's really I forgot to plug in my phone.
I know.
There was so many last minute things to do when I planning this. My phone will probably die.
Yeah, I really should just
we need what we need if you know what, I tell you what, tell them what you're doing in your garden and I'll run and get my charger.
Go get a charger.
Yeah. Tell us, tell everybody that doesn't know where you live, what you're growing right now, what you're focusing on in your channel.
Okay.
And all that. I'll be
right
back.
Everybody. Well, first off, I live in Southern Oregon. So I'm living out of Medford, Southern Oregon. And so right now, the weather's a lot different for me up in Southern Oregon. And we're just kind of getting through our cold season. So I've got a lot of the cooler greens out. I've got cabbages and broccolis. We're, growing tons of different little radishes and carrots and peas. We've got all sorts of really great cool weather crops like that growing in the gardens right now. And so I'm kind of focusing on doing some of those things right now, and getting ready to experiment with container potatoes again. And it just seems to be something fun I've done on my channel for the last couple of years, is trying to do this. And I seem to kind of try to change things up every year to see if I can find some success. But, you know, I say it's one of those things that, you know, they're so inexpensive at the store. So I kind of explain that to people. It's just more for fun than it is for actually trying to grow food.
Yeah, some people feel that they don't want to waste the time growing potatoes when they're so inexpensive.
Right.
And,
I find it fun and the challenge, so I kind of do it for that.
And not only that, it's like our sort of instant gratification. You know, you start out with a seed potato that's already this big. And before you know it, man, that thing shoots right out of the ground. And it's so rewarding to walk out and see, oh, something's happened.
And that's one of the great things about like the container
as opposed to carrots.
Right. Ooh. The root crops, though, the ones that, you know, and you can kind of tell with your carrots what you're getting from the top a little bit. Yeah. But when you're growing potatoes, you get these big, wonderful, awesome plants. The flowers come out. They're cool, unique little flowers and everything. And you look at the plants, you look at what you got, and you go, oh, this is going to be amazing. But the problem with potatoes is you get down to harvest time, and that's when everything is revealed. You dig them out. And with containers, I haven't found quite that success yet. So I know. You don't know what you're getting until the very end. So you pull them out, and it's just like
I know. Let's see. I can't pronounce your name, but good, look great. Thank you. Eric, what are you talking about highlighting? Is it lighting? Are you talking about this? Are you talking about something else? Because I can fix this. Hey, Lauren is tuning in from Berlin. Hello, Germany.
Yes.
And let's see. Anne says, once you understand how they are drenched with pesticide, growing your own potatoes becomes, well, yes, there's that.
Right.
There's that.
Definitely.
Oh, I know what I wanted to bring up. Oh, this is scary stuff. And I just read this. I think, you know, to read the New York Times on your mobile costs money. I understand that. But I think they have 5 free articles a month. And you need to read this article. Everybody in this country needs to read this article. There is a new superbug, and it is so scary. And they don't have any idea. And it's raging through hospitals, and the media is not covering this.
Wow.
Thankfully, the New York Times did. And I'm going to look this up. While you talk about your garden, I'm going to look this up so you know what the name of this thing is, because everybody needs to read to know about this. Yeah, it's scary. Go ahead, tell them what tell them what's next, and tell them what you're doing down here.
Oh yes, well yeah, I'm actually just currently kind of taking a trip back down this way. I visited with Kaye. What was it? 4 or 5 months ago or something like that, in the fall and everything. And it was really great. But when I was down
here, it's when we planted the 3 new trees, the loquat, the calamandin, and the papaya, which, by the way, everybody, shriveled.
Really?
It was a complete disaster.
Oh my gosh.
So that we need to dig that up today and take it back down to the store. They do.
Wow, that's something else.
Just have to find the receipt. That's the problem.
Yeah, well, last time I came down here, I really kind of crammed in a bunch of things and did it in a really short period of time. So I didn't quite get a chance to do very many things kind of for myself and have fun and whatnot. So I was invited to Las Vegas to go visit another really great YouTube gardener, and just decided that I would make a nice longer vacation, come back to LA, kind of get a chance to do some things that I didn't get a chance to do. Get a chance to go hiking. I did this really great hike last night, just right nearby here, which was really, really great. Los Leones Trail.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, just beautiful view.
I used to hike up there a lot because my son went to school right down at the base of there.
Oh man, it was just great. That was just one of the things I really wanted to do last time I was here, to get kind of one of those really cool Los Angeles hikes where you get a cool scenic view of the whole city and everything.
But, Enos, make sure that you're looking at the comments while you're talking. Okay.
Better do that.
Because I'm just searching. This is so important. And I don't even know how to see my own tweets. Isn't that crazy? Brother.
We're just trying to figure this stuff out.
Yeah.
I am too. I with the social media stuff, I really am trying to challenge myself this year to really get it down and figure out some of those things there.
It's so
especially
funny.
that one where you mentioned about whether or not there should be a space in between the name. I think that's something great. I'm going to really dig into that.
Okay, I found it. I found it. It's here's the story. It's New York Times. A mysterious infection spanning the globe, everybody, the globe, not just here, in a climate of secrecy. New York Times. That's the story right there. Okay, and this superbug is a
I haven't
fungal.
Even heard of this at all myself.
It's a fungal, and it's called Candida auris. Candida auris, AURIS, embodies a serious and growing public health threat, drug-resistant germs, and it's raging through hospitals. I mean, I don't mean to terrify you, but we really need to know about this stuff. And what they're saying is they're pointing, even the specialists, the antimicrobial specialists are saying that it's happening because of all of the agricultural, what they're feeding all the agricultural animals, all of the, they're even putting this antifungal stuff on plants, to keep them from getting diseases. So all of this intervention is causing these drug-resistant germs. So all the more important that we just take back our food security by growing our own food whenever possible. Mm-hmm. So on that happy note,
take control of it.
We got to take control of it. Yeah. So
let's see here.
Is Dennis still on? Because yes, thank you, Jean. I think Ann is asking for your YouTube channel, which is called The Urban Gardener. And he's got it in all lowercase. The space urban space gardener.
Yeah. Or and there's if you just need to type it out in the address, you just put youtube.com/c/theurbangardener. It should take you there as well.
I do have Apple News, Dave. Surprising. Yes. Yeah, MRSA. Yeah. It's Marley One. How you doing? Double dog colored box around name. No smartphone.
Also, I think if anybody wants to, they can go through up the messages and find my message where I said hello everyone, and you can click on that too in order to link to my channel as well. Right.
You can also send another comment right now. Do it right now because nobody has time to scroll up because it's happening too fast. Blonde Scales does not have a smartphone. If you're wondering how, let's get those. We have 40 people on. We've got 32 of these. So if you're on mobile and you don't see a way to do this, you have to sign off the live stream, hit the like button, and go back on. Wow. So it's kind of clunky, but greetings from Guatemala. I'm in a class from a man who grew up in Guatemala. He's actually Asian, but his parents moved there and he was born there. And now he lives here. Let's see. Good morning, Maggie. Mohammed, hi. And North Star Prepstetter, I'm sorry, I haven't acknowledged you. She has to go, or I'm assuming it's she today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hit that like button before you go. And let's see. Yes, no, I shouldn't use profanity, but no, Sherlock, Dave. I mean, deadly.
All right, I put another little message there for everybody. You can just click to that if you need to.
Did it I'm just seeing.
I think it's those 3 things on the sides gives you a link to go to it, or you could use the name, I guess.
But where is it? I'm looking.
It's down at the very bottom.
Oh, at the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Just put it through.
Let's see. Okay, Dave is trying to explain. If I reply directly to you, I use @ preceding your name. It should highlight your name on your screen. If you reply directly to me with an @ it will highlight my name on my screen. Ah.
Well.
Oh, she just subscribed to your channel. Thank you, Anne.
Thank you.
And it's Mohammed from the UAE. I watched your live stream before. Yes, I know you did. I remember you. Thank you for tuning in. And I'm hoping my friend Janice is watching from Dubai.
Wow.
I have so many shout outs because I'm so grateful. Primarily for, well, not primarily, I'm grateful across the board to all of my older subscribers and my newer subscribers. And so anyway, back to Enoch. Does anyone have any questions for gardening in your area?
Yeah, well,
which is your zone?
I live in the Southern Oregon area, so I'm around at Zone 8.
Zone 8. And what is the terrain like where you are? Are you hilly or are you flat?
I live kind of in a valley myself. So our city is just kind of lays in this big valley.
Mm-hmm.
So I get a lot of really like valley heat in the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really kind of extreme both ways. It seems that it really holds in the cold and the snow and all of that during the winter time, and then during the summertime it's just really extreme and holds in the heat and all of that. But
you are also gardening in a small space. You're a small space gardener.
Yes,
yeah, because you have a small space, and then
I utilize whatever space I can take and
like
I can get a hold of.
Like me, he tried putting his peppers, or I tried putting squash up there.
Oh,
you tried putting peppers on your
rooftop, yes,
on the roof of your.
Which worked out really well. It
like
just didn't work out really well for the owners of the place that I lived at.
Yeah,
so,
see, the owner didn't think it was so cool for him to put.
How many
peppers did you have up there?
I think when I finally had to take them down, it was a little over 20, 24.
Oh, that's 24. Not too bad.
But they're like 5-gallon buckets, big buckets, 24 big, good sized plants up there.
That gets
it took
heavy.
up a good bit of space and took up quite a bit of time to have to take back down.
What was he afraid of? Was he afraid it would collapse or fall off? I tried to follow through over and over about it. I even made offers like, I had a person I know who I knew was a certified construction engineer
person, and he was like that you could park trucks up on top of that thing. So it wasn't the fact that there was any weight problems or anything like that. And then I also offered to sign off liability in case they were worried if I was going to fall or something like that, off of the roof or anything, which I didn't find to be any. I mean, it wasn't very high. Your rooftop is a lot higher up than
that's why I finally said abandon the idea. It's just inconvenient to get on a ladder and go up there.
Yeah, you do got to get up and down and all that. It's
hard to remember to water the stuff that's convenient to water.
That's why I use these really cool 5-gallon water wicking system, which is it's a 2 5-gallon bucket system. You put one in
each one. Each one was in one of that.
Each one of them was in one of those. Yeah, so that I could fill up the base, which is the first pot, and fill it up with water, so it would last for days.
Is this something that you buy, or you
make them? You make them, and if you check out my channel, I'm not sure exactly what episode it is, but it's one of my first several episodes. I built those for everybody, kind of a how to make 5-gallon water wicking systems, and I find they work great for the peppers for that sort of reason during the hot of the summertime.
Nadia says
really keep some good water in there for them.
Hang on, Nadia just said she's just subbed to your cheers from Sydney, Australia.
Australia, excellent.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'd love to go to Australia.
So we just need to keep a track. While you're talking, you just kind of need to keep a track if anybody's asking you a question or anything. Maricel, where are you writing from? And HH, OMG, yes. What are you responding to, HH? And do you have a garden?
Have you planted jasmine flower before and or lemon tree? You have a lemon tree.
Yeah, yes, Mohammed. I have the lemon tree was the very first thing I planted in 2012. So it might have even been at the very end of 2011. And it's going strong. It's a dwarf Meyer lemon. And so it's still only, this big, but I have more lemons than I can use. So it's fine. And my Valencia orange, which is a semi-dwarf, it has gotten big. Yeah, and when your trees start out and they're like this, and you think, oh, I can have a bunch of trees and I can have a bunch of annuals. And what happens is those trees, if they do well, they get bigger and then they block the light for the ground underneath. So this is the situation I'm in now, especially with my parkway, because I planted 4 pineapple guavas out there. And now that the entire 6.5 feet by 20 feet airspace above that is pineapple guavas. So there's no light underneath, and the roots of the pineapple guavas are like, it's like this matted thing, I mean, you can just take handfuls. It's sucking up all the water, and I can't get any
little roots.
Yeah, and I can't get anything to grow. Yeah, I was thinking that the pineapple guavas went down deep, and that I could have a lot of comfrey and other plants around, but it's not turning out to be like that.
No, it's not going to allow it, is it? How
Eric,
how about the jasmine flower?
Let's see. I have jasmine growing up these trees over here, and you will see them in my video tomorrow. And what was the other thing she asked me, or he asked?
That was it.
Jasmine flower and the lemon tree. That's right. Hello from Argentina, Maricel. Thank you so much for tuning in. You're in the same part of the hemisphere that we're in. So this is later on Sunday. Good morning, Mei Ling.
All over the world right now. This is excellent.
Mei Ling, while you're online, can you? A lot of people don't know, but my friend Mei Ling is she helps people with rare diseases. And what is the organization? Can you just name the organization in case anyone might want that information? That they might know of someone who has a rare disease and who needs support or needs to connect with the community. Can you just leave that on there? And Mati is here from Iceland. So we have Iceland, Ireland,
Norway, UAE, Argentina.
Thank you for remembering.
Wow. So I was noticing, we're like
Wyoming,
worldwide.
And
Wyoming, all over the states, though.
Hey,
too.
Sally, thanks for tuning in. This is a sort of a surprise live stream, as I've mentioned, because my friend Enoch from The Urban Gardener, check out his channel. It's just starting to take off, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's really starting to move, and I'm really kind of enjoying that and getting that real
Now, this is a guy you can take inspiration from because he shoots all of his videos on his cell phone. Yep. And which cell phone do you have? It's
iPhones.
But which number? How new is it?
This one I shoot just a little bit on. It's the newest one, but it's primarily like my phone, just quick photos or video I do or whatever. Yeah. But my primary one I still use is an iPhone 6 actually.
Okay.
Which I got from my daughter, which was really awesome.
That's what I have.
Yeah, and they really do really well. I do want to get some better cameras though. And I think that's going to be one of my goals as I get towards the end of this year, trying to move on to that because I want a wider angles. I want to do a little bit more with the views that I'm given, but the iPhones are really great. And that was the one thing I took as inspiration though too, is I thought as I was going to start my channel, I need to have this, I need to have that and everything. And I just kind of took the inspiration from someone who gave me some advice and just said, just do it, just get out there, grab your phone, just edit some video. Yeah. And I did.
What I was going to say is, you went on and I forgot what I was going to say. That's what happens is we get a little bit of success and we start seeing a little bit of ad income. Google is very, very stingy, and it can take years to make. If you spent, just for example, if you say I'm going to buy a new camera for $100, which you can't do, but if you did, it would take something like 100,000 views on your channel to make back that $100. Probably more. It's probably 200,000 or 300,000 views. It's like pennies. And that's only if you don't skip the ads. If you skip the ads, we get nothing. So we're just out here creating this best content that we can in hopes that you will have the patience to just sit through those ads. And who knows, maybe you might find something that you're interested in buying. But the idea is to support your content creator. It's a way that you can support your content creator without spending money yourself. And so every time there's an ad, please let it play.
Yes.
Mei Ling,
support those out there you really enjoy watching and all of that. Do what you can for everybody.
Mei Ling, what did you put the name of your organization on there? Because I missed that. And I do have a number of people tuning in from around the world. It is so exciting. Big Wave Fly, Kevin, I think that's Kevin. He's saying, what he means is, maybe it's time to thin the guava out to make space for other productive fruits and veggies. Happy Sunday. I am working on week 3 of my wood deck. It's hot here already. Oh, I bet it is. You're in Florida.
Oh, yes.
And Dave, of course, is from Mars, and we have not forgotten that, Dave. I know that. I know, Kevin. I know that's what you meant. And Maricel is saying that it is autumn. Yeah, I guess it would be. You're on the lower hemisphere, so you're in autumn, and we're in the upper, so we're in spring.
Wow.
Let's see, Sarah. Sarah, are you a recent, have you just joined me recently? Because what I did, I just grew loofah there that one season. And then the following season, I started growing passion fruit. So I have an enormous passion vine up there. And I think all of the fruits from last year have finally fallen off, and it has not started blooming for this year yet, but it's all set and ready to go. I got one big vine out here, and I got a big vine in the front. So one of the next videos that I'm going to do is about growing passion fruit. And I just wanted to mention, if you haven't already clicked this, to please go ahead and do that. And one thing, oh, I just lost my train of thought. Let's see what everybody else says. Thank you, Maricel. I really appreciate that. John, awesome. Originally from there. I missed John's comment. So yes. And John is reminding everyone that if you want to support this channel, you can hit the $sign below and do a super chat. I think it's anything from $1 or $2 as high as you want to go.
Yeah.
And let's see. Yes. Oh, 30 degrees centigrade is very hot. Yes, it's passion fruit, and it's Maine for 55 years. Okay. Wow. So what was I going to say? Yeah, one of the things I wanted to remind everybody. I got this comment from a new. Well, I don't know if they subscribe, but someone. I've been getting so many views on my loofah video that I will go to my channel every couple of days, and there will be another 250 comments that I try to respond to. And one person said, my video is entitled How to Grow Loofah. And she said, I don't think you should title your video. You know, people are quick to criticize on YouTube, especially if they don't know you. And they've always got a better suggestion because they know so well, you know what we go through as content creators to agonize over how to title a video. You have no idea what we go through to am I titling this right? Yeah. Have I got an arresting thumbnail? The thumbnail is the #1 reason people click on your video that aren't subscribers. And so we agonize over these things. And you can upload something and you go, oh, I should have called it such and such. But now that this video is being shared by YouTube by so many people, I am hesitant to change the title. But she said I should have called it How I Grew Loofah, because it was my first time. And that is true. I am not an expert, but that's why I have a built-in excuse in the name of my channel, which is Late Bloomer. I have never professed to be an expert about any aspect of gardening. I have learned a ton about gardening, and I share everything I learn. And some of the things that I share, I wind up abandoning and then doing them differently. But
that's
it's
the same
the process.
experience for me, and that's just one of the things I stress with the people who watch my channel and stuff, is that I'm not an educator. I'm a gardener on a garden adventure, and I want to share those things with people. But sometimes, Kay, you are showing people how you're doing things, you know, and to title it and to not title it how, you know, this and that. I don't know. I think it's an appropriate title for certain videos, which I've kind of struggled with as well when it comes to titling and all of that. I find a lot of the videos out there that do say how to, you find are, you know, a similar situation. They're just people showing you how they are doing something.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's a part of the experience. Check out a how to do almost anything. Worm composting or all of that. And they're usually people who are just, you know, experimenting and putting out videos of things they're learning themselves.
One of the biggest topics that's of interest on YouTube is homesteading.
Yes,
that's one reason that I went out to see Doug and Stacy. I went out for a number of reasons because I adore them. And they are so real and so down to earth, and
very nice people.
Such
very nice.
Did you get to meet them?
I've met them at the Heirloom Expo a couple of years ago. But the really cool thing, like you said, they're really nice people. They approached me the first time and really introduced themselves and everything. Were really nice. They noticed me filming and all of that, and you know, and they were really cool to give some really nice advice and everything. But it was the next year I showed up. They were like, "Hey, how's everything going?" You know, and really had a lot of, you know, like, you know, inspirational advice, like, you know, we're, you know, checking you out, and you know, they were keeping an eye on what was going on. So I really, really enjoyed that.
I want to just point out that John, who is our moderator, he's done this all in caps, so he wanted us to see it. He says that's what attracted him to me in the first place was one of my thumbnails, and I'm so glad that that particular thumbnail attracted you, John. And Jean is there. Oh shoot, dead battery. Get your charger. Jean had to go. Her battery died.
Oh yeah.
Let's see, what else did we miss?
No, mine's gonna go pretty soon too.
Oh, HH is writing from Vietnam. Yes. I'm gonna sit through this. Just wanted to support you, Kay. I so appreciate that. Can you just write your name? Because I'm not sure I can remember. It's so close in my mind, but I can't quite remember.
Vietnam.
Nice. Yes. And we had Thailand, and we had all kinds of stuff. Let's see. And where is let's see. Nadia, where are you writing from? Oh yeah, she's in Australia. And titles without frills and chick bait are the best. Be specific but brief. Trust but very. Yeah, that's what I always. I don't do clickbait titles, and I know a lot of people get traction that way. I just try to tell it like it is, and you know, I do have as part of my YouTube partner, one thing I get is an optimization tool, so I can try various titles, and it will give me no stars, 1 star, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars. It's almost impossible for me to get 5 stars. I think I've only done that a couple of times, but if I get 4, I'm pretty happy. And then Maricel, let's see. Somebody, Maricel is asking for help. So everybody, about insects inside her ciruella fruits. Hi, Samina. And I'm wondering if Dennis is still on. Dennis went to the Fullerton Arboretum. I was planning to go today, and he was going to go with me, and we were going to shoot a video up there. The California Rare Fruit Growers Association was having their annual sale, I guess out front of the Arboretum. And also there is some talk about the Arboretum closing, and I've never been there. So I wanted to go and do a video there when I had some camera help.
Right, right.
Because it's really hard to go into a big place and shoot a video and have it look like anything.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not even allowed. Like when I went into when I did my U.S. Botanic Garden video, you know, you're supposed to get permission in advance if you want a tripod or what you're doing. So basically it's handheld all the way through the U.S. Botanic Garden. And then you're just kind of taking a chance posting it online.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Fullerton Arboretum, if it's closing, they need all the help they can get. Let's see. Hi, Samina.
Yeah,
Yes, that's the thing. That's the thing, Eric. I don't know if that will happen with me or not, but I find, you know, the community talking amongst themselves, when the comments are going so fast, then you can't even respond to one another. And I mean, I love a small group, but this is only 35. I really do need about double that. Anyway.
Well, I think it's excellent. I just did my first live stream for my channel, and
who hung? Did I say that right? Who hung?
Who hung?
Let's see. Like the more intimate. Yeah, I do too, John. I really do. And you know what? A lot of people wind up watching it later, and if they let the ads play, which, by the way, YouTube just puts the ads in however many they want in a live stream, wherever they want. So the first time I did a live stream, I looked back at it later, and it had like 10 ads in there in the first hour. And I'm going,
in there, didn't they?
I mean, I just hope people sat through that.
But yeah, I just did my first live
Mix
stream
is in the
a couple
house.
of weeks ago, so that was really fun. I did my first live stream a couple of weeks ago, so that was really fun. Something I want to actually try to do a little more regular. It's kind of fun to get in and interact with everybody, and you know, and see. Like for you, this is just wonderful. We've got people from all over the world here coming in and commenting. I hope everybody's hitting the thumbs up and giving this a like.
Yep. Okay, so for all those, I do have quite a few gals, and hey, men knit. Okay, they do. Some men knit, and they're not ashamed to admit it. But in my effort to wear all of the sweaters that I knitted, like all those years, I wore another hand knitted sweater that I knitted. At least I would probably guess I made this about 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And I've never worn it.
Made it 10 years ago, and this is the first time you're wearing it.
I didn't think it looked flattering on me, but on here, the color is fantastic.
It looks great.
I wouldn't be wearing this if I was out gardening and planting and all that stuff, obviously. But since we're just sitting on the sofa, why not wear a pretty hand knit sweater? Thank you, Maggie. Thank you. This is a summer weight. It's a ribbon type. You can see it's a ribbon type yarn, and a summer weight, but it has a tight. This particular, you know, when you just knit it straight like this, and it has this pretty variegated color, and so it winds up you just knitting. This is just straight knitting. This is simple stitch, but then it winds up looking like it's special because of this variegated color. And then on the ends, you just do some ribbing. The ribbing starts here and goes down to here. Same here. And, you know, I may have even made up this pattern. I usually don't embark on a sweater that I make the pattern up, but I have. Thank you, wonderful. Maggie. Add knit. Add knit it.
Jean says she found her
Jean
battery.
is back.
She's
Jean,
back.
Jean, where are you? Because I think you two got you might be in the same area. Did you hear where this guy's from?
I'm from Southern Oregon, Medford, Ashland area.
I was thinking Jean was in Oregon or near Portland, or have I got that wrong?
Portland, Oregon. Excellent. I love Portland. I travel through there and have a few gardener friends and stuff. I like to go and visit in Portland.
I know, Samina.
Jean, have you been to the Noble Rot in Portland? They have a really cool rooftop garden. It's a restaurant wine bar. It's a 4-story wine bar in Portland. It's just got this really cool, amazing rooftop garden up there.
Eric, really? Okay. Hey, I think knitting is very therapeutic, and I wish I had more time
If I
right now.
knitted, I would admit to it.
Yeah,
okay?
exactly.
But I have no clue.
I forgot to give a
would
shout
not be able to
out.
put that
I
together.
forgot to give a shout out to, I think it's Good Green Gardens, who made these and sent them to me last year. And I want to always acknowledge anybody that's sending me gifts and things and encouraging me to keep going. And let's see. Yes, I know who he is. I know who he is. He's talking about Rosie Greer. Do you remember Rosie Greer?
No,
you're too young. Get out of here.
I'm too young.
Anyway, where Rosie Greer is a real big football player, and he kind of turned that football career into kind of an acting career.
Oh.
You know, a lot of football players think that they can act. You know what I mean? And some do it better than others. And then some people lose their minds and commit crimes, if you know who I'm talking about.
Right.
Let's see. She's going. Yes. Oh, yeah. Maricel she said Argentina, right? Yeah. She has all of these mandarin, Sorella, pear, and all these trees in a really small space. And, you know, I'm guilty of that too.
Try to pack them in, right?
And I just don't know, you know, when things start going south and you start getting diseases and stuff, I'm not sure, you know, what you have to do. I assume yours are all planted in the ground and you can't spread them out even more. Lori is here. Canada is in the house.
Yes.
Lori, this is, you'll have to go back and watch the beginning. I covered a lot of stuff. But this is Enoch from the, I'm stuttering. This is Enoch from the Urban Gardener, who is visiting from
Southern Oregon.
Southern Oregon. You're not in Portland.
Mm-hmm.
We have another Portland subscriber in the house, and we have Kevin. Are you talking to me? What's new in my garden? Because I'll tell you, I have a video that's uploading tomorrow, and yes, I have a video that's uploading tomorrow, and what is new, as you'll find out in this video, is Eric has not been able to work on Thursdays with me. He missed 3 Thursdays, and I have been coping, so kind of, and you know, everybody thinks now that I don't do any gardening because they see Eric doing all the work. Well, guess what? If I wasn't carrying the tripod around and telling him, do this, do that, do this, and now do it this way, and then say it this way, and hold it up, and we wouldn't have these great workday videos. So I am working while he's working. But I have gotten a couple of really unkind comments from some of these newer people watching my channel that don't understand. And Eric is, I pay Eric the going rate, and he loves working for me, and he has a family of 5, including himself, 3 children. And they live in an apartment, and he doesn't have his own garden. So he loves coming here, and he loves, he takes pride in my plants and working in my garden. And he notices a lot of things when he's here, but he works several other places. And so he has to have a vested stake in those places as well.
Well, I was here for your Thursday work
That's
day.
right.
And got to hang out with you and Eric and watch that whole process. And he really does. He's on top of everything. He enjoys, you can tell he enjoys coming and hanging out and being a part of it all. And, you know, and he's thinking about some of those shots that you're looking for and all of that stuff too, you know.
He'll go, get your camera. I'm going, or he said, he always says, take a picture. He never says shoot a video. He said, or do video. He goes, take a picture. I am
and
rolling.
One thing too is
I'm rolling, Eric.
For fertilizer, I remember, and I use this still since I met him, is nutrition.
Yeah.
what he calls,
He
the
calls fertilizer
things
nutrition.
nutrition. And so I've been doing that out in my own garden as I'm doing things that I've been like,
Good.
oh, give it some nutrition.
Good.
Because
Well,
Eric is great. I really like
somebody, more than one person has suggested that I do an interview with Eric, and I have thought about doing that. His English is not, he's not really comfortable speaking English. And I've thought about, well, and I don't speak Spanish. So I'm thinking, how could I get the most out of an interview with him? And I haven't figured out the answer to that, but I would love to share him with everyone. So if he's interested.
Jean asks me, how big is my growing area? Well, my growing area is around I have a rental home, live right on an alleyway, and I have a back patio that's all cement. So I do some raised bed gardening, on above ground raised bed gardening.
Kathy, hold that thought.
On the back patio. I utilize the sides of my alleyways to grow everything from corn to beans and eggplants. Right now, I've got a bunch of garlics in that space. I just kind of take up space wherever I can because that's very limited for me. So
I need to answer this before it disappears. It is not bougainvillea behind us. This is these pretty reddish, this color. This is ornamental plum, and I have two of them back here. And I literally had a little strip between this deck and the driveway carved out. I think I had 10 inches chopped out of this concrete, and I didn't know if anything would grow there because where are the roots going to go? You've got an 8-inch slab of driveway, and then you've got under the deck, it's like gravel. And so I didn't know. I don't even have this on. Can you guys even hear me? This is so crazy.
I didn't even notice either.
Oh boy, I'm so dumb. Anyway, maybe you can hear me better now. I didn't think anything would grow back there, but I cannot tell you how rewarding and how I feel when I look out my back window, because my kitchen door is like a French door with glass panes, You've seen it, and I can be in the kitchen and just glance out, and when that thing is budding out with pale pink flowers, it is to die for, and you will see that in tomorrow's video. And then it doesn't last long, but then the red leaves come, and the leaves are the deep red that I love so much that you see all over my property. This color, that's the color of the leaves. So what I wanted to do when I went to Phoenix last fall, I thought, everybody's grafting fig trees over there. And then I went to Charles Malky, and he's grafting fig trees. And I'm going, why did I say grafting fig trees? Yes, they're grafting fig trees, but also Mandy, I don't know if you're watching in Phoenix. Okay, Lori has to go. Come back. Mandy in Phoenix was going to be grafting a plum, a piece of a plum tree that produces fruit onto an ornamental plum. And I said, oh my gosh, that's what I want to do. I would just flip out if I could look out here and see actual plums growing on these two.
Oh, that would be
and now it's already March, and I don't even know if it's too late to do that. My other plum tree is blooming as well. So that's the one thing I failed to include in my video tomorrow is my other plum tree. It gets forgotten about because it's between the house and I don't go over there very often. But anyway, let's see.
Anyways, you're welcome, Jean. Urban gardening's great.
Lori, it looks like you're growing every kind of thing that... Lori, are you following... I don't know, if, Lori, if you're on Instagram, but are you following the Healing Berry Garden? My friend Ranka in northern Germany. It sounds exactly like you're growing exactly the same kinds of things. I am in a new garden, so we'll see if the Ooh, okay, great. Well, good luck with that, Lori. Alma, good afternoon. Oh, good, Alma. And where are you writing from? I don't recognize your name. Yes, it is a beautiful color, Sally. I love it. I love that. Any other? Let's see. Okay. Mix is a teenage gardener in Latvia, everyone. So we want to encourage our young people. He says today he grafted some apples, and one of those varieties was, boy, white clear, and the tree of which I took scions was planted by my great. Oh my gosh, that sounds fantastic.
Really?
Mix has the great benefit of having a tradition of gardening and a tradition of foresting. That's not the word. Foraging in the forest. And so many people that live in cities have no idea what that experience is going to travel with you your whole life and color everything that you do. And you're so lucky. And that's exactly what I did with my apple tree.
Alma says from Savannah, Georgia.
Wonderful. Fantastic. I think you're the only Georgian watching, and I welcome you. And Alma, what happens here is a lot of people communicate amongst themselves. If you have questions, Ed has tuned in. Let's see. Oh shoot. There was a link somewhere. Oh, Eric, I guess Eric deleted something. Jean says she's going to subscribe to you so she can keep track of your garden. Isn't that lovely? And then we have Marijan. I'll have to call her back. Let's see. What?
They're on there.
Oh.
You answered.
Hi. I'm online right now on my channel. What's up?
All right. Okay.
Oh, for tomorrow?
All right. So
hey everybody. Guess who I have online? I'm gonna put you on my live stream, Denora. Denora's in a couple of my videos. Denora, can you put it on
Special
FaceTime?
guest.
Do you know how to do? Can you put yourself on FaceTime?
I cannot hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me?
No.
You can't hear me.
A little bit.
Okay. She's not. I want her, not me.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, Denora is the one that made the passion fruit juice and many other things in my garden. We did videos about the pineapple guavas. Denora, say hello to all of my subscribers and fans. Just say hello in Spanish to my, okay, say hello in Spanish.
Hello, hola everybody, hola para todos, hola.
Okay.
Hola para todos, muy buenos días.
Yes.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Bye.
I see you Friday.
Yes, bye.
No
Take care. Don't worry too much because I worry for you.
Okay, bye.
Oh, lovely, awesome.
Yeah, she's like part of the family. She's been working for me for at least 15 years. So yeah. And then of course Renee is her husband, and I got him the job over there, and that's how he discovered about the bees. And then he also comes over and helps me with plumbing issues, because he knows a lot more how to fix the irrigation plumbing than Eric does. Let's see, what do we got here? Marcin, is this I have no idea. What Marijan, where are you writing from? Oh,
do you have some butterflies in your garden?
Yes. Let's see. I have already seen a few butterflies. We've had the coldest winter in 60 years here, and my gas bill doubled.
Aye.
And yeah, and in fact, they knocked on the door about a week ago and said, "Oh, you haven't paid your bill in 3 months, and we're going to turn off your gas."
Oh my
and I'm
gosh.
going, "Well, how'd that happen? We're on auto pay." Anyway, because it doubled, there was a cap on the auto pay,
Oh.
And they just, rather than sending a notice or anything, they just
show up and say,
yeah. So anyway,
pay or cut you off.
I have noticed a few butterflies, but not many. And it just, every time it kind of warms up a little bit, then it gets a little cooler. Now, obviously it's 55 degrees today. And so the bees are out, and the butterflies would be out if they're around. But I haven't really noticed much yet because, frankly, the milkweed is not blooming. And that's, you know, milkweed is what draws butterflies to, at least the monarch, to your garden. You don't have them. You don't have, where are you writing from, Marijan? Because you probably, the monarch butterfly is an American phenomenon. Hola, Denora. Oh, right. Yes. They're saying goodbye to Denora in Spanish.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, John.
Lovely interruption.
I wanted to put her on FaceTime because she can be so funny. And if you watch that video, I edited it for that one video I did with Denora. I edited with maximum humor. And I did jump cuts. If you guys know what a jump cut is, or have ever thought about a jump cut, when you put two pieces of film together and on a timeline, you're just basically saying, okay, we're just going to sit these two side by side. And then when you see that video play, it'll go like, for example, if we were filming this right now and I was doing this and I said something and then my hands were like here, and I wanted to take out that mistake in between, and that my hands would be here, and then suddenly they would be here, and that would be a jump cut.
Yep.
And so what we do to fix that, if we don't want jump cuts, because jump cuts tend to be used for humor, we use a transition. We put it. It's like putting a Band-Aid over it to kind of smooth jumping from this one to that one, and. By the way, if anybody, I know quite a bit about this now. So if anybody would like to know about the process of how I make my videos, I could do a whole live stream on that. So let me know if that's something of interest.
Yeah, that would be fun.
John is saying, check out Drake White's website, The Nectar Bar. For what reason are we checking that out? Marriage in the Netherlands. I just sent a Facebook message to my friend Paul in the Netherlands and said, tune in, but I haven't seen him yet. Did you see my videos that I did in the Netherlands? I'm sure you must have. That there were 3 of them. Free tree branch that has sprouted roots. The branch is about 3 feet tall. You know, I wish Annie was watching, because boy would she have a field day with that. Angie, I think her name is Angie Miller. Let me see if I can get her. She has so many. Oh no. What? Where is she writing me? This is what I just can't stand with all this stuff. I have people writing me on Messenger. I have people writing me on personal Facebook. I have people writing me on Latebook Messenger. It's just trying to keep up with where everybody sends me messages is almost more than I can figure out how to do. We had this long conversation recently, and I thought, I don't know where it was. Who knows where it was? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
Maricel asks me, what's the name of my YouTube channel? That is The Urban Gardener. So youtube.com/c/The Urban Gardener. We'll get you there if.
Thank you, Marijan. Let's see. You'll have to, yeah.
Mine's dead.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would post another little thing on there.
I was going to say, Ed, I need to get back to Ed. Ed is saying, Enoch, I have a peach tree that has never had fruit, 4 years old, grown from the stump out of the kitchen trash.
Oh, wow.
Don't go away. Every time he leaves a comment, he goes, okay, see ya. Ed, stay. I need to talk to you.
Yes.
We need to have a conversation.
I think that's cool. But has that peach tree fruited? I mean, it's 4 years old from seed, so I don't know. I would.
Picture of something would help. Could be. Could do a series on that, Christina. Yeah. Who else would be interested in me doing a series on how I make my videos? You already know. You've seen it. Let's see. Not every one of your cherry have I seen. I don't know what that means. Okay, Enoch, thanks. I will find it and subscribe.
Yeah,
that's wonderful.
My phone just died. Otherwise, I'd put another little comment up there that you could link to. Hopefully, we can get it back up here in a moment. I'll do that.
Yes, I could do that. Oh, I missed this. Darius, I'm so sorry I missed this. I would like to ask you a question. These little green plants with purple flowers coming up all over my garden.
I'm not sure about that one.
I think that's what John was referring to. We would need to see a picture, Darius. Mm-hmm. You can go to, if you're on Facebook, you can go to Late Bloomer Show on Facebook and post a photo and get some help that way. I might be able to figure it out. There are little green plants with purple
plant
flowers.
Identification groups too that just specifically do that. You know,
if you just go to Google and you just write in a description, little green plants with purple flowers, or you could say ground cover with purple flowers. If it's coming up like ground cover, you know, and just word it and then click images. And just scour the images. I mean, that's what everybody else does. We just scour images until we figure out what it is. But if you want to post a picture on Late Bloomer Show Facebook, I'll see. You know, by the way, I don't know if everybody has got the memo, but I'm sure you did. But Google Plus bit the dust, and Google Plus that rhymed. Google Plus was going to be like. It was going to take over Facebook when they did it, like what?
Right.
6 years ago?
Yeah.
And they put all this focus on it. We created all of these groups. People were involved in all manner of fruit groups and flower groups and bug groups and photography groups and everything. And it all
pepper groups.
And they just dropped the whole thing. And there was a notice that if anybody wanted to save their content, they had to download it by, I believe it was March 31st. And I didn't do that.
Oh, wow.
So everything that was ever uploaded to Google Plus is gone. And
wow.
That's how Eric at Double Dog Farm, I think that was how we were communicating. I hope that answered your question, Darius. And where are you writing from, by the way? Because I don't recognize your name. Okay. Now I think we need to scroll back down. Yeah, where are we? Kevin says it sounds like clover. Thank you, Marijan. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Oh, Alma says it could be henbit. I've never heard of that. Garage Greenhouse is in the house. Thank you for tuning in. Is that Howie?
Strawberry spinach?
No, but if anybody's grown strawberry spinach, please speak up and answer Garage Greenhouse. I'm going to read over that again. Christina, you seem to be the only one that's picking up on me wanting to do that. So it'll depend on if there's a big interest in that. Is there an answer? Does anybody have an answer for Ed about his fruitless, was it cherry?
Peach?
No.
Was that
no, that's Ed. He has a fruitless tree for 4 years now.
Was that the one that was that the one that he grew from?
Stone fruit, yeah, out of the trash. Ed, maybe you've moved it too many times. You've changed zones like radically. You went from New York to Utah to Beverly Hills to Arizona at the moment.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you know, you got to give a tree a chance to catch up. I mean, in 4 years, it's moved 4 times to 4 states in 4 zones.
Wow.
That's probably why. Plus, as anybody would tell you, oh, John, let's see. Oh, thank you, John. And we should probably think about getting off soon, unless you can become a moderator. Let's see. Who else? Eric, are you going to stick with me for a little longer? I can make you a moderator if you want. Or Christina, do you want to be a moderator? Christina, I'm going to make you a moderator. You're a school teacher, so. Christina, I just made you a moderator. So you got to stick with me till I'm done.
Locked you in.
John's got to go. Thank you, Happy. I really appreciate your help. Actually, I don't know. It seems interesting when I do these live streams. It seems like after an hour and a half is when people with bad intentions show up. I don't know how that works.
Wow.
Christina, all you do is if you see a comment, you keep an eye on the comments, and if you see a comment that is unpleasant in any way, then you just go to the side of the you go to the side of the comment.
It'll be 3 dots.
Once you move your cursor over to the side of the comment, you'll see 3 little dots, and it'll give you an option to hide it, to report it. If it's really nasty, you should report it, or whatever. I forget what the third one is. Do you remember?
No. Yeah. Those are the 2 you just really need to know, though. Hide it and report it.
Yeah. Dave, I can always count on you for some humor. Thank you. But you're a school teacher, Christina. This should be like a snap for you. Okay, everybody, we have, has everybody hit that like button?
Yes, hit the like button.
Yep.
That's a really important thing if you're watching any YouTubers or anything out there, or even on Facebook and other places. Hit the like button, you know, if it's, you know, don't just scroll past, you know, let people know you've seen it, you know.
Well, it just helps with the analytics. It helps with the analytics. And by the way, I am drinking the most delicious tea ever. Could you do me a favor, Enoch, and take your thing off and go. It's a little bag right beside my teapot. You'll see it. It's in a Ziploc bag. It's sitting right on my stove.
All right.
This tea was sent to me by a fan who's not watching, Janice or Janice in Dubai. She's in Dubai, but I think she got the tea in India. And I think a lot of people that go back and forth to India and Dubai, I think they vacation from India, they vacation there, but I guess she's stationed there or working there, or perhaps her spouse is working there. And she sent me this tea, and I have to share this with you. It is so amazing. What I don't know is if it's caffeinated. I actually showed this in a video, a true taste of Indian tea, and that I don't know if this is the flavor or what. That may be the town and the phone number. I really don't know. I don't know how you find out what this particular tea is, but it's a dark, rich tea, loose tea, and it has a rose flavor. There's some for you in there, and I got you a cup there. If you want
let me try some.
Yeah. And okay, what else does anybody have any other things that we should talk about? Let me just talk about what's coming up. I want everybody to be thinking about me tomorrow. I have a very important event happening tomorrow, which will decide how long I can be in my house. And without elaborating on that, this is very stressful, and so I want to have all of your positive energy giving me strength tomorrow, and sending me good wishes. And I know whatever is the best outcome will be the best outcome, because I'm going to make it the best outcome one way or another. And let's see, what did Deadly say? They're all talking together. Double Dog. No, don't go, Ed. Don't go, Ed, because Eric is telling you, Ed, if you're still there, Eric is telling you that most fruit trees are hybrids. Growing a peach from the stone fruit is unlikely to produce.
That's what I was
and
thinking.
Even if it did produce, it wouldn't taste as good as the one that you had that you threw in the trash.
Yeah, that's why I was asking whether or not he'd seen fruit.
Hey, Jack. Jack is just tuned in. Jack, remind me where you are. And if you're asking me what peppers I'm growing, I did not seed this year because of this situation here. And so I picked up a couple of peppers at, can you run over and get those peppers? They're sitting right by my greenhouse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's two pepper plants because I don't remember what they are, and then we'll know. And I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
And I picked up 2 pepper plants at Home Depot, organic, and they are kind of limping along. And I have the Pekin pepper is looks like it's going to come back from the brink of death, and from this ongoing disease. You know, I just didn't have the heart to try to plant a lot of peppers this year because I have not figured out what the disease is that's killing them. So this is one of them, and that I bought at Home Depot. And this is a jalapeno. Always good to have a jalapeno.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a red bell pepper. Now it's already got a little sweet. It's already got a pepper going on there. Mm-hmm. And probably should have just taken that off, but you know, it just hasn't been very hot here. And so, sorry.
Got it.
And what else do I have? There is a volunteer pepper growing in the front yard, which I don't know what it is. And there is the remnants of 2 peppers that I cut all the way back because they were totally diseased, and I don't know if they're going to come back or not. What kind of peppers are you growing? I've
got a lot of peppers, and I just seeded a couple of weeks ago where I'm at, and I grow all of my pepper seedlings indoors under lights for my climate and wait until our last frost date and put them out. And I've got a bunch. I've got all sorts of different sweet varieties, a lot of different peppers I get from different people who I trade seeds with and whatnot. So I think I've probably got about 18 different varieties, from sweet to super hot varieties.
Mm-hmm.
Got this really cool one. It's called Dos Deslandes, and I'm probably ruining that pronunciation, but it's a really delicious, it looks like a big, long, red, hot chili pepper, but it's actually one of the sweetest.
Are you talking about
peppers.
The Jimmy
Nardello?
Nardello?
No, it's those ones. No, not those ones, but kind of, they're just a long, slim, red, bright red pepper that, you know, when you look at it, it just looks like it's a hot pepper, but it's really, really like, it's like candy. They're like eating candy off of the plant.
Awesome.
It's just, they're delicious.
Jack, send me a SASE.
Self-addressed stamped envelope.
Thank you. Send me and I wrote it above in the comments to my post office box, and I'll send you some. Okay.
I got this other really cool pepper,
and they are
kind of a hot one.
Hang on one second. They might be 2 years old, but I'll send you enough, and you just seed them all, and you can see what you get. I mean, it's the orange Thai is my absolutely hands down favorite chili. Sorry, what were you saying?
I was going to say, for a hotter variety that I've got this really delicious one called Sugar Rush Peach.
Ooh,
and it was
that has a sexy name.
Yeah, it was developed out of like England by this guy that I follow, and the seed ended up going.
Thank you, Ed. Thank you,
England
Felix.
To the United States to another person I know, traded to a person in Norway, the person I mentioned earlier in Norway. And he sent me the seeds, and now I've got a friend growing it down in Mexico too. So we've traded this seed back and forth all across the world. It's been really kind of a fun variety to grow.
What is your question, Maricel? She's talking about, she wants to know about her lemon tree.
Lots of tree questions.
It's ever-bearing. It's ever-bearing, and that's what forestation means, I guess, down there. We call it ever-bearing, so it's continuously bearing. And you're in Argentina, so that's always, I would think, a great climate all year. Love you, Felix. I can't, you know, I can't tell you this kit. Felix, just let them know what you're growing right now. And you know, when I see these young, it's been mostly male. I don't know where the young gals are planting gardens. They're not writing me, or they're not doing it. But Felix wrote to me, and I sent him when he was, I think he was before puberty, that you sent me that. So that's got to be 5 years ago or 4 years ago. And now he is this handsome teenage young man, and still gardening and taking beautiful photographs. And I would love to return to the north somehow one of these days. I would love to see Ranka again, and then come on up to Norway and visit you guys. You
Just
and your
love seeing
family.
young folks gardening and continuing with that garden passion. It's just really awesome.
What do you have to do to do what, Maricel? And all the
I
fruits
think she's
become dry.
continuing talking about the lemon tree still. Yeah.
Oh, if one of the branches is dying, yeah, I think that's a bad thing. And I don't know what that bad thing is, but I would just have to go on Google and start searching for myself. Does anybody have any lemon tree advice for her? Darius, yes, Darius, go to my channel and go to my homepage and click on playlists and go to my growing peppers playlist. Okay. And just there's not that many. There's like maybe 6 or 8 videos. And you watch all those, you'll get all your questions answered. I've grown all of my peppers, almost all of my peppers, in pots. The only ones that I've grown in ground are the orange Thai, because the orange Thai can get 5-6 feet tall.
Yeah.
And it can live for 5 years. So you want to get those in the ground if you can. And the Pekin, which can turn into a huge bush if it's healthy. And mine got attacked last year, so I don't know.
I grow some poblanos in the ground. Other than that, I use containers for all of my other peppers too.
I mean, for sure, Maricel, I would cut the branch back that's dying, clear that off, and who makes salsa?
I'd make sure that the maybe the soil, soil
yes,
test for acidity, maybe.
Yes, I would cut the branch that is dying, and I also might. How long has it been in the pot? You know, whenever you're growing something in a pot, especially like a fruit tree or something, you have to say, well, how long has it been in this pot? Are the roots bound? What kind of a pot is it in? Is it in a cloth pot where the roots self prune, or is it in a plastic pot where the roots get root bound and then they can't take up nutrients? You may need to root prune that tree.
And from what I understand too, is those top roots too, the top roots that come across the top with a citrus tree. You want to make sure those are looking healthy and not bounding down really hard too, because that's going to be a sign that you need to transplant as well.
Yeah.
Those are really important roots for a citrus.
Yeah, it may be a question of, hey, Trudy, thanks for joining.
And again, though, too, acidity of the soil too. You want to have a little more acid soil for
Edwin. You have to give me some of those seeds. I've never had any pepper seeds from Greece. I would love that. The other side is healthy. Yeah, it's something has attacked your tree, and and unless I see pictures, and you know, I would just be searching online, and I would be write in a description online of what is happening to the tree and see what comes up, and look at pictures and try to determine. But I would definitely cut off if it's obviously that they're
Plastic
dying, I
pot
would cut
for
it off.
9 years.
Cut off the dying, because if it's not going to come back if it's dying. Alma is in Georgia, very close to Florida, and it's 83 degrees. Okay, if it's been in a pot for 9 years, it may be done. You know, that's a long time to keep a lemon tree in a pot. And if you have not repotted
at least one pot,
if you have not repotted it, potted it up, given it more space, or root pruned it, it's dying, and the whole thing's going to probably die. You have to give it some good fertilizers, some good compost, and get it rebooted. That's what I would do.
That's what I would say.
Let's see. Finally warm here in New Jersey. Oh, let's see.
New Jersey, yeah.
Hi, Zach. Where are you writing from? I just noticed you. Oh, look at all those peppers that Kevin's got growing in Florida. Fertilizer is the key, and compost with lots of water. Don't let them go without water. Even for one day, they will drop flowers. Really? Oh my gosh. But you know, Kevin, you're in a much hotter place than I'm in, so I can't think I would. I mean, you know what? I water my peppers when I pick up my pepper. First of all, I did not grow this from seed. So I don't know. You know, they say it's organic. You don't know, but when these little things happen on the tips like that, and it gets yellow and kind of dead on the tips, I don't know what that means. But when I go out and my peppers are not perky, my pepper leaves are not perky, when they're kind of limp, I know I need to water, and that's when I do it.
Yeah.
So there. Let's see. Lumpy orange. Fallbrook, California. Yes, I remember you telling me that before, and I don't remember where Fallbrook is. Let's see. What are you referring to? Okay. Yes, I hope I was helpful, Maricel. But yeah, if this is true of any potted fruit tree, if it's been in the same pot for 9 years and you have not potted it up and you have not root pruned it and you have not given it proper fertilizer and compost, it is gonna die.
Yeah.
And probably, you know, the tree has probably told itself, okay, this stem is stronger, and we're going to put all of our nutrients in this stem, and we are going to cut that loose.
That
sort of like if you,
for sure.
Yeah, it's sort of like if you fell into a canyon and your one leg was stuck, and you're going, okay, I want to survive, so I'm going to cut this leg loose and get the heck out of here. I mean, that's an extreme example, but
yeah.
But you know,
but definitely,
what I mean?
I agree with you. 9 years, one pot. It's got to move on. You got to get it into something bigger.
Is it my eyes? It's Martijn. I'm sorry, it's Martijn. Martijn Topsvoort. Are you talking about California?
What's the weather in the state?
Yeah, but if you're talking about what is the weather in California, California is a huge state. We have so many growing zones. And I mean, right now it's probably in the mid 60s.
It's pretty good. Well, for me, I'm in Southern Oregon.
Yeah,
so I where I'm at, it's raining, it's a bit cooler, all of that. And I come down, to me, this is wonderful, wonderful weather. 67 in
Santa Monica,
early April. I mean, that's just, for me, that's really amazing. I've been out enjoying the Southern California sun. As you can tell, I'm getting red already. Went and did some cool hiking and all of that over the last couple of days. So that's
the thing about living and growing food in Florida is it rains every day. So it saves you a lot of time. Zach is in North San Diego County, and let's see. But I don't remember if you actually posed a question earlier in the feed. Yeah, if you the thing is about Eric, if you're still there, when is the best time to actually feed a fruit tree in a pot? because she's got fruits on it. And I have a feeling that tree has said, okay, she's not going to care for my whole body. So I'm going to worry about reproducing just from this one side.
Me, I'd just imagine that in the state or in the position, like you said, 9 years, one pot, hasn't had fertilizer. I'd say it probably needs it now. You know.
Oh yeah, if you haven't given it any fertilizer in a long time, you need to fertilize. And I would.
But then when exactly, as far as seasonal fertilization, I'm not sure.
And I would start with a liquid fertilizer, you know, like a fish fertilizer.
Something a little
water with a fish fertilizer like every day, you know, every time you water it with fish fertilizer, because that will get down and get into the roots. I mean, I think the uptake will be faster, because if you put in a powdered fertilizer, that's a kind of a long release.
Oh, yeah.
You need that too. But I would say if you can get some help, I don't know how big your pot is, but if you can get some help, gently sliding that, you can slide it over on the dying side and pull the pot out and prune some of those roots and put some new soil down underneath and some fertilizer in there and get that thing completely rebooted, you know, and then cut off the dead stuff. I think that tree's still got a chance.
Yeah.
But you got to act fast.
Yeah, it's trees, plants, certain things are pretty resilient until you've just let it go too far.
And Martijan is in, where did you just say you were? Oh, shoot.
Martijan was,
yes, Eric is asking how big the pot
Netherlands?
is. Boy, that makes me feel good, Eric. Eric has agreed with me.
Yes.
Oh, Dave, you make me laugh. If I didn't have Dave, I don't know what I'd do. Dave said that he started using fish fertilizer for the first time, and now he has how many? 40 new cats. Every cat in the neighborhood you're now feeding, right?
Oh man, you ever want to know how many flies you got around you? Pour out some fish fertilizer.
Yeah.
Oh my
You
gosh.
still seem to be off center. There we go. That's better. It's easier in the winter because, believe it or not, summer I try to keep plants covered from. I know. It rains every day. Every bit of those nutrients go right through those pots.
Seep through.
And
yeah, I was listening to a gardener in Florida, and he was talking about how he amends his garden beds each season, and literally by the end of the season, everything is washed through because it's just so sandy and all of that, and the rain, and it just washes that stuff straight through.
Yeah, I would think you would have to use wood chips growing in Florida because it's such sandy soil, and yeah. But it's so much. I understand growing celery is really no, not celery. Yeah, celery. I understand growing celery goes really well in Florida. My neighbor grew. My neighbor, he was in like the first year of my videos. He was in a few of my videos, and he came from Florida, and he was always telling me how his parents grew celery down there.
Wow, they must have like a really good Florida variety that works in that area really well.
Trudy says she put wood chips on her indoor lemon tree and now has a blossom for the first time in 2 years. That's amazing.
Well, that's good.
Martijan, please listen to what Double Dog Farm is saying. You know, I said to just prune off the dead stuff, but he's right. Scrape the branch and make sure that the green, if it's green underneath that outside bark, then it's still alive. It's still living. And Kevin is doing wood chips in Florida.
Yes.
How much is a centimeter? Let's see. The pot is 45 centimeters. Aren't there 10 centimeters in an inch? No, that can't be right.
Yeah. It's going to be less, I think.
What?
Americans.
No, that would be 4-inch pot. No. You're talking about a tree. It's got to be bigger than that. I mean.
Yeah.
You should, if you're talking, I forget what kind of, it's a lemon tree, right? Yeah, lemon tree. If you have a lemon tree that's at least 9 years old, that lemon tree should be in at least
20 gallons.
Well, I was going to say
15.
At least a 10-gallon pot, or depending on how big it is, or 15 or 20-gallon pot. I would say you'd need to.
Well, as your progression, maybe 20, but at this point, if it's smaller than
the top of your pot should be that big around and that deep for a tree that's been in a pot for 9 years. That should be the smallest it should be, and it could be bigger.
43 centimeters equals 16 inches.
Oh, 16 inches. Thank you. Let's see. 16. Well, okay. That looks like about 16 inches. Yeah, but that's
is that depth, or is that?
It's the same.
Oh,
I would think that once you get that pot off of there and you look at those roots, and if it looks like they're all jammed up in there, you need to prune some of those outside roots, loosen them up, put it in a bigger pot, put some good compost and soil in the bottom with a long release organic fertilizer, and put the tree in, pack it around with some good compost and more soil, and then start watering it with the fish fertilizer, and then do what Eric says about scraping the dying leaves and take off the dead stuff. Deadly wound what? Twice a year on fruit trees after fruiting. That's when you fertilize? Okay, because she hasn't fertilized at all in a while. Black Orchid is writing from Texas. Welcome. Yes, I would think in Texas you would absolutely have to do that. They do it in Phoenix. They do it in the high desert in Vegas. And I would think, you would have to do that in Texas if you want to grow anything. And you're probably going to be looking at trying to shade some of your plants too. Hillary is my bad subscriber. Now, Hillary's my subscriber friend in Texas. She's near Waco. She has the same problem. Her garden was burning up last year. And then like in late November, they started getting rain, and she got so much rain, and it would have been nice to see her garden then, but I couldn't make that happen. Anyway,
yeah, wood chip's a good idea.
But 115 when the sun is beating down, I just think that you're going to have some kind of shade on your plants. Hi, Amanda. Where are you writing from? Thank you, Alma. For some reason, I was thinking 10 centimeters. Oh, no, it's 2.5 centimeters equals an inch. It's not 10.
2.5.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it was a little less, but...
It's been so long since I went to school.
I know.
And yes, Eric is saying that pot is too small, and I agree. So you need a bigger pot.
Half a whiskey barrel. That'd be a good size.
You would have to do shade gardening for greens in that kind of heat. Black Orchid. What is your first name?
Yeah, and you're definitely not during the summertime. You're not really going to get that many unless you go for some of those, like Malabar spinach and things like that really grow well in the heat. Well,
she's got fish in the refrigerator, so she's going to make her own little fish fertilizer, and that's perfectly fine. And it's a lot cheaper, frankly. Yeah, my clay pot's on the concrete and failed me. Way too hot here in SoCal. Yes, you should not be using clay pots on concrete, Zach. What you need are cloth pots. And we've talked a lot about cloth pots, or I have on my channel. And if you saw that last round of Phoenix videos, Mandy is using cloth pots, and she was having very different results in a white cloth pot and a black cloth pot. So the white is going to keep your plant a lot cooler. So of course, white turns to gray because they get dirty. They leach out the water and the mud. The muddy water from watering them leaches out, and they don't stay white, but then they're not black either.
Right. Yep. I use a lot of, like I said before, those 5-gallon buckets for containers and whatnot. So that I get the white ones and
The cloth.
the 5-gallon buckets.
Oh, buckets.
Yeah, for container gardening. And the
Plastic,
white helps
plastic.
because well,
Okay.
I call it rescuing plastic. I get mine from restaurants and stuff like that. So these would normally be going into the landfill and whatnot.
Oh, that's wonderful. Tell people about that, because I don't know about that. You go to a restaurant and you say, I want some buckets.
Yeah. Most restaurants, bakeries, and places like that are using these big 5-gallon buckets, and they use a lot of them when you really think about it. And if they're not being reused in some sort of way, they're just being tossed out into their garbage, which is then taken off to a landfill.
Do they have
somewhere.
lids?
Yeah, you ask them if they got the lids with them or whatnot. If you get a good relationship with a bakery or something like that you have in your neighborhood, you could just ask them, hey, could you save some of those buckets for me? Some of the lids, even if you need the lids, if you're going to maybe, because I save some fertilizers and stuff in some buckets too. So I keep the lids for those, but you don't need the lids if you're just growing plants in them.
You just drill holes?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I use like a double bucket water wicking system for some of them too as well. Or
so you put holes in one of them.
Yeah.
And
Holes in one of them, put them in the other. It's got a
Water.
net pot at the bottom that soaks into the water.
Do you have a little
base.
tube that goes down the side and you
Yep.
pour water down the tube?
Yeah.
That's a lot of
And
work
I have
to
a
set
video.
that up.
I have a video of how to put them together.
Okay.
Yeah.
On his channel. Check that out.
Yeah.
So
they're
now I
really
wanted
nice.
to answer.
But real quick though, as far as the heat, that really helps because they're white and you're in containers, and that's something you got to really think about with your plants in those type of heat.
Well, this is a cost.
It's going to cook that soil if you got it in something darker or that sort of thing.
So this is a cost saving measure if you can go and you can get this sort of thing, because to buy cloth pots, it is going to cost you money.
Yeah, these are free.
And if you don't want to spend any money, that this is a great way.
They're free
to do it.
Yeah, they're happy to give them to you most of the time.
I just want to mention that Maricel, Eric is saying that there's no value in the water that you're going to wash your fish in. There's no nutrient value in that. I suppose you would have to chop up your fish and kind of let it break down to a really smelly something or other.
Oh, and that's what you're getting with fish fertilizer anyways. Oh man, that's, like I said, that stuff smells. You just open a lid and every fly in the neighborhood shows up.
Dave, I wonder if you, so it's just the color that reflects the heat, right? And not the fact that it's black inside. He's talking about painting 55-gallon barrels that are black, painting them white. I'm sure that would have some cooling effect, but
right, it's just a reflection. You're reflecting the light, so it's just reflecting some of the heat. It's still going to collect some heat, but it's not as much as like black's just going to absorb the heat.
Yeah, that's a lot of work, but
painting them white
it would help a little, I guess.
I mean, and so big
and Jean is mentioning, and this is what I do, Jean, is I always put my clay pots on little feet. If you don't want to spend the money for little feet, then you can just, chop, get little bricks or even flat stones or something so that the pot is not sitting directly on the hot cement. What are you asking me, Martijan? Why you think about the Netherlands?
It's probably what.
Are you asking me what I thought about the Netherlands? I thought it was beautiful and so interesting because the people in the Netherlands were so resourceful to carve out a space out of the ocean to create half that country. It's just, you drive for miles across these fields and you think all of this was underwater. Wow. And now they have fertile fields there. And when I went to the greenhouse, and if you guys have not seen this video, you must go and watch my video from Amsterdam. It's in my European Gardens playlist. And it is an enormous former rose growing greenhouse, all glass, acres big, and just unbelievable. And what is sitting there is the seabed floor, and it has all these rich minerals. And the vegetable, and they turned this into a community garden. You can rent a plot for different sizes, And some people are actually running businesses off of these plots, and some people are just feeding their families. But it is an incredible video, an incredible space, and I encourage you to go and see what the people in the Netherlands are doing in terms of growing their own food.
Yeah, I bet it's just beautiful up there.
Maricel, I suppose you could chop the fish and sort of let it sit in water or something. I don't know. Eric, do you have a suggestion for Maricel about the fish? Oh,
Let's see.
Gosh, I'm jealous. Trudy, oh, have a wonderful time. God, it's been decades since I was in a kayak.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like fun right now, too. Yes.
And Black Orchid just subscribed to you, so that's awesome. You're getting a few subscriptions here. And Dave gets his food grade buckets for free, I'm assuming, from a pickle plant.
Yes. Yeah, in fact, the restaurant, I get some of my buckets from, most of them are pickle buckets.
I actually, did I get to Denmark? Yes, I got to Denmark.
I thought yeah. I could have sworn I remember
yeah. In fact, that video did not get very many views, and I really was disappointed because it's so beautiful. I went to the most amazing castle and garden and museum and made a video when we went across the border and spent a day in Denmark. And if you can believe, we drove into, it was on a Sunday, and we drove into Denmark because Ranka had originally lived there, and she had some places she wanted to show me. And I said, well, we are going to get a Danish. And so I said, I am not going to Denmark without eating a Danish. And so all the bakeries were closed. It was Sunday. And we went to the only store that was open where we were was a grocery store. And we went to and they were about to close. And we went to the bakery and they said they didn't have any. And they were closing. And it was just like, you got to be kidding me. I drive into Denmark and I can't get a Danish. Now, guess where I had a Danish? I did have a Danish on my European trip. And you saw it in my third video with Patrick. I have not noticed that if Patrick is on today. Tiffany, hold that thought. Patrick invited me to his allotment. Patrick is a gentleman. And he invited me to his allotment. And he had the table set for tea. We had a Danish. We had fresh orange juice. We had English tea. It was the best. Had a great time. But I did not get a Danish in Denmark. Let's see. Okay,
so Tiffany was asking, are you coming to Washington anytime
Are you
soon?
talking about the state or D.C.? That's a big...
I'm originally from Washington State, so I have always called D.C. the District of Columbia. Just on purpose because of that confusion.
Well, see, I lived in Washington, D.C., so I think of Washington as Washington because I've never...
And they do, too. You visit Washington, D.C., they call it just Washington.
I'm thinking, have I even been to Washington? Yes, I flew into Spokane to go to Idaho.
I'm going to be going up to Seattle this summer, be doing a visit up there, checking out
Eric
some
is telling you what to do, Maricel. You bury the head in the guts. This is out of my experience level. This is out of my grade, what do you call it, grade level?
I don't know. I've seen people before just tossing like whole fishes with like tomato plants before and whatnot. So I don't know.
I would think that you could grow peaches, but not lemons in the Netherlands. Yeah. You'd have to have one of those incredible greenhouses in the Netherlands.
Indoor, probably.
Hey, Texas gal, it's Daphne. We have now been on, how long have we been on? Oh, we've been on over 2 hours. Is anybody still, who did I make? Is Christina still here? Christina, are you still here? Hi, Joy. Put lime over the fish in the ground so animals will not dig it up as it rots. This is starting to sound like way too much trouble to me. I think I would just buy some fish fertilizer if I had the money. But if you don't, then bury them deep if you don't want critters to dig them up. Yes. Oh, thank you, Christina.
Good point.
Hollis and Nancy buy bait fish and put them in the ground under their vegetables, and they go the best garden I've seen. Yeah, bait fish. I don't know what you were saying there, Dave. Let's see. Oh, wow. Okay, but you gotta really bury it, I guess. Maricel, she said she puts it in the blender. Daphne, we have been on for a while, and I hope you will go back and watch the replay. We covered a lot of things. This is Enoch from the Urban Gardener channel, and you check out his channel. He's in Oregon, and he's down here visiting. And we were going to try to get some gardening done, but that hasn't happened yet.
No, we're having too much fun here.
Yeah.
Chatting with everybody here.
Yeah. Let's see.
Which was a great idea, actually. You know, we were going to do something, it kind of fell through. So that's a good idea to just get on and visit with everybody.
Oh, he's talking about the Beltline. It's not called the Beltline. That's what threw me. It's called the Beltway. And, or at least it did when I was there. I used to live there. It was my first job out of college. I worked on Capitol Hill. And anyway, thank you, Jean. We are going to be signing off any moment because I'm going to have to go. But Tiffany, oh, wow. How long do you let it ferment, Tiffany? That sounds revolting. Revolting but nutritious.
Right.
I mean, you would have to wear a face mask, I think, to deal with that. And how do you get aloe? I mean, I have an aloe plant, but I mean, you scrape aloe? I don't know how you do that. And kelp, it's actually hard to get kelp here. I was down at the beach night before last. I didn't see any seaweed. Hey, Mary, I've sort of ignored you. I hope you haven't asked any questions that I've missed. Hey, CJ, James is tuning in, but we are just about to get off. You'll have to watch the replay. Okay, thank you. I'm going to cut Enoch loose for a moment, and I am going to do a little bit of a sign-off and just remind everybody it's been great having you here.
Yes.
And hopefully we'll maybe get to shoot some kind of video today that I can upload later, or you can, or something.
Right.
But maybe you'll see me on his channel or vice versa. We'll see. Thank you so much. And I'll take this. And
thank you.
Yeah, don't leave. Just hang around the garden somewhere, and let me just wrap this up, and I'll see you in a minute. All
right.
Okay. Have some more tea.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah. So just to review, the next scheduled live stream is April the 18th at noon Central Standard Time. And I will be coming to you from Hazel Green, Alabama, and I'll be with OAG Charles at Old Alabama Gardener Channel. And we're going to try to do a live stream so you can actually ask Charles questions in the moment. And hopefully we can handle getting the responses. I'll take my laptop, and hopefully I can use my laptop as a hotspot because he has very slow internet there. So that will be the plan. And what I'll probably do is I'll probably post a little short video a day, or maybe the day before when I get to Tennessee, and just remind everybody that this is happening the following day. And absolutely, Christina, if anybody appreciates what I do and wants to give a super chat, you have another minute to do that. It means that you hit that $sign at the bottom of the chat window down there, and then you can make a donation to my channel, and every dollar helps. I can't tell you how grateful I am that my channel is finally, and I want to just say it, finally taking off. It's taken forever. And if it had taken off sooner, who knows? I mean, who knows the position I'd be in. But I appreciate all your kind thoughts about tomorrow, and I will have a better idea tomorrow. how long I'm going to be able to stay in my house and have my late bloomer garden. So that's that. And then I appreciate all of your support, your super chat donations. I appreciate all of your PayPal donations, and I appreciate everyone watching, and I love the community, everybody going back and forth, communicating, and Mix will be in Slovenia. That will be awesome. And Felix, I hope you can tune in and you have a question for Charles. Thank you for your prayers. That's true. That's true, Christina. You're right. I will find a garden. I will find a garden wherever I am. I don't know if it'll be this pretty. This is just like about as pretty as for me as it gets, between the pattern on the furniture and the plants and the lighting and the colors and everything. But you know, I'll make something happen, especially if I have everyone's support. Okay, thank you, Marta Jen, and please share my channel and in the Netherlands, and get a fan club going over there, because you guys all speak English, and I know you would enjoy it. So yes, Maricel, find me on Late Bloomer Show on Facebook, because you know I'm so busy now. I hardly even look at my personal Facebook page, because you know, I don't know, the way things have gone with Facebook. I just don't even go there very often. Thank you, Filipina Desert Gardener. Yeah. So, okay, so the next live stream, April 18th at noon Central Standard Time, coming to you from Alabama at Old Alabama Gardener's Farm. I like to call it a farm. It is kind of a farm. It's 11 acres, I think, total. And I think he's, you know, he's older now. So I think he's only planting about, I would say, total maybe an acre or two. But there's a lot of flowers. I mean, it's just like a paradise, kind of hot paradise, but it's paradise. I am Jack, but we're thank you, Dave. And I'm just about to sign off. I feel like there's something really important that I've forgotten to mention. Yes, just make sure you watch my video tomorrow and share as much as you can share my videos. To please share, because YouTube has finally noticed me, and they are recommending my videos. And it has only taken 7 years. You know, I used to be very angry, upset with YouTube, because here I had this quality program, and guess what? The number one word, the number one adjective that I am getting repeatedly in all of these hundreds and hundreds of comments on my loofah video is this content is so wholesome. The word wholesome has been repeated in numerous comments. And I always wanted my content, it was always my design to appeal to everyone, young and old, and not to offend anyone. I don't want anybody offending anyone. Public shaming has gotten way out of hand in our online communities, and not just online, but just in general. And so anyway, YouTube has finally noticed me and is sharing my loofah video. And if they would just share a few more videos, it would be so much better, because, you know, last night there were 204,000 views on that one video. And I have a lot of great videos, and I would like for a lot of them to get shared. So maybe if you guys, the 28 of you that are still on with me, by the way, if you have not hit that button, please, that like button, please do. And I know you're talking amongst yourselves, but please, Yes, and yes, Fifi. I've been talking about you. I've been welcoming all of my new subscribers, and Fifi here. Can you tell us where you are before that goes away? Just write a comment and let us know where you are. A YouTube call. Let's help each other out. Yes, dear friends. I don't know where you're writing from. What did Fifi do? I missed it. She did something awesome, or he. I missed it. She may just be referring to the comment. Yes, Fifi, and Fifi64 says that she just found me recently, and she noticed how nice my channel was, and I really appreciate that. And Kevin, you did that once before, and you got me all choked up right there at the end. And I do want to share my kind soul, because that's what we need in this world. You know, we have so many angry people and so many people focused on greed and corruption, and oh my gosh, you know, it's just so hard to even keep going when you think about all that. You know, I just want everybody to have clean water, clean air, clean soil to grow their food in, and peace, and not have to be plagued with war and famine and disease and you know. So I'm just doing my little bit, the best that I can. I'm giving it all of my energy, and I hope it pays off for a lot of people, including myself. Thank you, Kevin. Let's see, the bumblebee. Hey, let's see, Bumblebee, you just checked in. You're just checking in now. We're just about to get off. Let's see. Actually, Bumblebee, in the meantime, I'm trying to grow some more loofah and nothing's happening. But in the meantime, Filipina Desert Gardener, I think, is still right there. She has offered, if you send her an SASE, she will send you some free seeds. So, if I manage to grow some more, I will. But my seeds, I have 1 million seeds, but they're from 2016. And I have even had hard time getting them germinated. So I've got a few that I'm trying to get going now. Oh, Fifi is in Oregon. So my guest, I think you missed all that, but go back and watch. He's the Urban Gardener channel, and subscribe to his channel, Enoch at the Urban Gardener. He's in Oregon, so you'll have a lot in common there. Let's see. Oh. I like that advice, Dave. Thank you. Take care of your garden every time you're not. Maricel's saying, who takes care of my garden every time I'm not home? Well, my garden kind of takes care of itself when I'm not here, but this year I'm not traveling. I made severe cost-cutting measures, and I'm not traveling, because it just occurred to me last night that quick trip over to Phoenix, which only cost me my plane ticket, and it was on Southwest. I don't think the plane ticket was even $200. I think it was 100 and something, $150, let's say, for example. And Jack Davis picked me up and drove me everywhere. People fed me. I stayed with my friend. I think I bought $10 worth of bee pollen at that honeybee festival. So I hardly spent any money on that trip. But if you think about it, and I think those 5 videos have earned about maybe 20 or 25,000 views. I probably, and now they're, you know, they're not recent, so people aren't watching them so much. And I haven't made that $150 back from those 25,000 views. So that's how little you get paid on YouTube. So traveling is out this year. I'm only going to see OAG because he is a 2-hour drive from where my mother is. And I haven't seen my mother now since December. So, yeah. So that's why, and OAG's getting up in years and all that. And I want to see him again. And so I'm going to make that happen. And it's just a tank of gas. So let's see. But I do have Eric 2 days every month still. And so, you know, if I'm not here, I'll give him a list and he will do what I need, what needs doing. And he did just a bunch of like pruning this neighbor's hedgerow of Eugenia trees and things like that, you know, not very interesting gardening chores the last time he was here. And so we didn't film, but hopefully he'll be back on Thursday and we can get some planning done. And, you know, some things need to happen. I've got to dig up that papaya tree, take it back down to Armstrong and get a credit or another tree or something. And there's so much I want to do. Let's see. So is anybody else, did anybody else comment? Are we going? Oh, I think I missed some comments. Shoot. Oh, this is awesome. Hard with the current GMs. Yeah, I know, Eric. I am for all, no more war. Boy, am I. Let's see. Breathe, Kaye. Yes, and you know what? Before we're completely off, Valor, I do want to mention, and is Deadly Wound still there? No, I haven't gotten my DMSO yet, but I'm going to. But I do make my essential oils part of my life and have for at least 10 years. And this is Valor, which gives me courage and energizes my thoughts and also makes me positive. I managed to get LateBloomerShow.com updated. It was so lacking in updates because I don't know how to do the back end of that stuff. I need an expert to do that. I'm talking about the Google updates and the permissions and all that back end stuff that I know nothing about. You know, how to add cubicles and change things and all that. I mean, I know how to write a post and publish it, but that's all. So I found this great guy. He's very reasonable, and he did a bunch of updates for my channel, and for my website, which is latebloomershow.com. And you will notice I added a new feature when you go there that is a direct link to my Young Living Essential Oils website. So I am looking to build a team of people who are interested in sharing essential oils, specifically Young Living. And if you are, please go to my website and click that button for more information. And I did have an event, I guess it was about 10 days ago now, at a friend's house. And I have 3 more people joined my team. So I'm excited about that. And I am going to the national convention in July. That is one trip I'm making this year. But that's work related. And staying in an Airbnb with a bunch of gals in July and getting stoked up for building my business on Young Living. So if you're interested in learning more, please go to my website and click that button and connect with me. And if there are no more comments, I think I'm going to sign off. Let's see. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Tiffany, it's easier said than done, but thank you. Yes, geranium is, where are you writing from? Der Fremde? Is this German or geranium is wonderful, and it is one of the more expensive oils because of, you know, every oil is a different price because of how hard it is to process the oils. But essential oils are all distilled from plants, from the flowers, from the buds, from the bark, you know. And there's a complete connection between essential oils and gardening. From me, Filipina, from me. That's my point. So go to my website. In fact, I'll just, Filipina, I'm going to write the website right here. First, you can go here. And sign up on my website. And you can also go to, let's see, I think that's right. But you can get there from my website for sure. There's a box on the right. As soon as you open the screen, well, you'll get a pop-up to subscribe to this, but you're already subscribed to this. So you can click off that box, and then you will see on the right side, I think that's the right side, my little box. And I photographed some oils in front of that beautiful plum. So you'll notice the colors right away. Just click on that, and we can connect. And I'd love to talk to you about it. Okay, is that everything, everyone? Or Der Fremde? Oh, Vancouver! Fantastic! Did we meet in Vancouver? I met so many wonderful people in Vancouver, and if you're brand new to my channel, this channel won Best Reality Series at the Vancouver Web Fest in 2017 after being nominated in 2015 and 16 and not winning. It was awfully nice to win in 2017, and I got a beautiful trophy. Absolutely. And wonderful. Wonderful. Well, I would love, Der Fremde, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I would love for you to go to my playlist and go to my Vancouver videos, because we were down in Granville Island, and when I was there, this is now 2016, was when I started vlogging on my phone. And I was shooting, and when I was in Vancouver, 2 ladies from Adobe taught me how to use this it's called Adobe Clip. And I assume they still have this app, but it had just been introduced, and they showed me how to edit, because I didn't know anything about editing. I'd always had an editor for my channel. And they showed me how to edit clips from my phone into this, you know, but the music choices were very limited. And after I made about 100 of those, I just couldn't stand the music anymore. But please go to those videos and watch them. And you'll see Vancouver. I went to the Van Dusen Garden. What is it called? Museum and Garden. Did a video there. So please check that out. Okay. And, oh, thank you, Maricel. I appreciate that. And please share. That's the most important thing. Share this live stream, share videos, share with all your favorite channels, because that's how YouTube says, oh, people are interested in this. People are sharing. So maybe we'll recommend this channel. Oh, fantastic, Black Orchid. That's awesome. Yes, I did feature Granville Island, and I went into the broom store, you know, the broom store, and I did a video, a partial video in the broom store. And thank you, Maricel. And thank you, Fifi. I appreciate that. And okay, Filipina is checking out, and she's going to go garden. Fancy that. Okay, everybody, I'm going to go. I'm kind of tired. And so be sure and tune in tomorrow and share that video. I did another one of my beautiful, wonderful, soothing videos as an update of what's going on in the garden. Lots of things blooming. And it's the kind of thing you want to grab your late bloomer mug and fill it full of something depending on the time of day, and just sit back and enjoy. It's 12 minutes of pure delight, I think, and I hope you enjoy it. So thank you so much. I will be in touch at the very latest on April the 18th. And of course, I will be uploading videos before then. Thank you, Dave. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I need to keep telling myself that. Thank you, Christina, for helping out. Bye. Bye, everybody. I love you all. Take care, der Fremde. I know I'm not saying that right. Der Fremde. Okay. See you guys. God bless.